Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the great Melvina Hayes. She is the CEO and founder of the Mpower Mint, and she is a natural-born storyteller. You're going to hear her journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, as a storyteller most of my life, I can tell you I'm always fascinated by other people and how they use the different medium to tell people's stories. I can't wait to interview my next guest. Melvina Hayes is in the studio. She's the CEO and founder of the Mpower Mint. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, Jeff, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, and we met through the DFW Media and Press Club a couple weeks ago, and I was just so impressed with you. Let's talk about your journey. So how did you get to be a storyteller?
Yeah, thank you. Well, I was 4 years old when I went on a TV show.
Really?
Yes, I was. And I was bit by the bug instantly. And then from there, I just did a lot of theater. I'm originally from California. So at a certain point, I moved from the Bay Area to Los Angeles and did more acting. And then realized I wanted to actually create more stories, not just tell the stories. I wanted to write them myself.
Yes.
So I started writing, got an MFA in writing, and 3 decades, not 30 decades, but yes, 3 decades, I'd be really old, but 3 decades of performance and 2+ decades of writing, and now it's my business.
Incredible. Yeah. I want you to talk a little bit about the Mpower Mint and the services you provide.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have 2 pillars for the Mpower Mint. One is the service engine. And so the services I provide pretty much are to brands, events, or corporations to create marketing collateral for them. So that can look like multimedia editorials when I work with my graphic artist. Yes. That can be stakeholder kits, that can be press releases. I just recently did scripts for an animation company. So anything requiring creative storytelling to create conversions for your audience. So that's the service side of my business. And then now I am growing the IP side of my business. So I own a lot of IP because I've written a lot over the years, and I've had an opportunity to collaborate with some amazing partners. And so now I am growing that side of my business and have produced my first piece of work last year, DFW Hype, and we are now in development for that.
And one of the things you said before the show struck me. When you're visiting with a client for the first time, you're asking them, how do you want people to feel?
Yes.
Explain.
Yeah, so that is imperative for me. It's just kind of a hallmark of my writing aesthetic, is that I have to be able to immerse myself in your brand and connect with you, your mission, your values, your intention, and what services or products you're offering to your audience. And then once I know more about your audience, then I can ideally bridge that gap. So I give 100% guarantee for any work because that is my intention and I only want to win doing that. So yeah, that's...
What's one of your favorite success stories related to that business?
Well, I would say the script that I not too long ago wrote for an animation company. So the CEO and founder, which is how we can be sometimes, right, when we are being strategic. I think they'd had some issues with some writers they collaborated with before, and he was pretty stern about what he was looking for. So we start out with what it is that they're looking for. I learned a little bit more about their audience, their business, and so they gave me access to all the assets I needed to ascertain that information. And then I just start creating, and with my most basic package, I always give at least one revision. And so I gave them that one revision. And when he was telling me what he wanted me to change, I am very literal and intentional about giving you exactly what you want. But I couldn't read his face at all. Like, he's so stoic. So I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I hope he loves this. So I did the very best that I could. And so we scheduled our final meeting after I sent it back to them, right, with the revision. And we scheduled the final meeting, and he finally cracked a smile. I was like, thank you. And so he said to me, and he since wrote a review, and I put all of my reviews, my testimonials on my website. And he said, we really feel heard, and we appreciate you for listening to us. And sometimes it's hard to get that from creative. So I was like that. I aim to please as it relates to that. And so I was really happy to hear that, particularly because I couldn't read him throughout the entire process. So it was just nice to know at the end, like, oh, this is going well.
Well, and you're also very involved in the Denton Black Film Festival. We're going to put the website on the screen so you can talk about this. You just celebrated 2 years, is that correct?
I did. So the Denton Black Film Festival, we celebrated our 12th year.
Okay.
But yes, I celebrated 2 years. I was project manager and host for the Filmmaking Awards brunch. And I absolutely love my DBFF family and all that we're doing for the community.
Wow. And tell us about the rules of entry. Can anybody apply from across the globe?
Yes. Well, that I know the answer to, right? So that's not necessarily my department, but we do have Miss Edie, who is over our film division, who knows more specifics. And even, you can go to the website for that. But absolutely, it is not limited to the States. We actually had a Brazilian filmmaker who won an award this year. So absolutely, it's open internationally.
And we've got a little video from, I think, the most recent festival. Let's put that on the screen. And why don't you narrate a little bit? I mean, it looks like a red carpet and kind of a VIP experience.
So we hadn't gotten to the red carpet yet, but that's actually me at the ceremony there. So I was on the red carpet and I was hosting. Before that, I was also at one of our other events because the film festival brings about 60 to 70 events to Denton over the course of like 3 or 4 days. And so that young lady is just very smart and creative. She actually was in a project herself that won an award there. And I hate that I am drawing a blank on her name right now, but just a brilliant young lady. And I always love when I see young people who speak eloquently, are explicit, and know their worth. And so she definitely did that, or is that. But yeah, we have 60 to 70 events over the course of 3 to 4 days. And so I was at one of the musical events, entertainment events. So it was a jazz event is where that video started. So that was just me putting some up there to share a little bit about what was happening that weekend.
All right. We're also going to show some video from the pilot of your series, DFW Hype. So let's put this on the screen, and why don't you narrate this for us? What is this? Is it a film? Is it a television series?
Yeah, good question. So it has evolved, right? So this has been over the course of a year. I created this a few years ago. I wrote it a few years ago, just like many other pieces of intellectual property that I have. But this one, in my capacity as a host for the Denton Black Film Festival, I had the opportunity to meet someone who has become a fast friend and like family to me, Timothy Alexander White, who is my cinematographer. We talked about this story and that I have. And since then, I have produced it. So I've taken all of that experience and confidence that I have in front of the camera and on stages, and I'm now directing and producing. So we're in the development phase now. That video was actually the trailer for the pilot, right? Which is what we shot. So I've since shot a teaser for the entire season, and now we are in development to shoot 10 episodes of verticals because those are very relevant and hot right now, micro dramas. So we are going to start filming those next month. And I've kind of surprised myself because all of this has happened within a year, and it's just all gas and no brakes for me on this piece.
I love it. I love it. When you mentioned the teaser, let's go ahead and roll that now.
In the heart of Dallas, where ambitions burn hotter than the Texas sun, 3 women move through the city like a storm. Powerful, fearless, and always several steps ahead. Entrepreneurs by day.
I am not a madam. I am an executive elite hostess. And this thing pays my bills.
Strategists by night.
I'll spare no expense for what I want, but what I don't want is any surprises.
Survivors at all hours. But in a city where luxury masks loyalty and every connection could be a setup, the stakes aren't just high, they're life or death. As they build their empire, whispers of the past creep in, old secrets, dangerous ties, and enemies that don't play fair.
And why is this damn Romacio blowing you up?
From boardrooms to back alleys, high rises to hidden corners of the underworld, these women aren't just chasing success, they're rewriting the rules of power. Grit meets glam, hustle meets heritage, streets meet sweets. This is the new face of Dallas. Follow the journey, feel the pulse, stay locked in with us on Instagram at DFW Hype_TV, and don't just watch the rise, be part of the hype.
Wow, I'm so impressed. And whoever did the narration, it sounds like James Earl Jones.
Timothy Alexander White. He has a very unique and poignant voice. So,
he does.
Yes.
All right, what are you most proud of related to this?
The opportunities that I'm creating for other people. So that's just a part of my purpose in life. I've worked in corporate America. I've been a manager in project management. And so it's always nice to have a team and see the impact that I'm having. And with DFW Hype, it's the exact same thing. So my approach to DFW Hype is just kind of signature and authentic for me. Is I really value community, and I just wanted more than actors to fill roles or crew to fill roles in order to get visibility, deals, and make money, right? So my approach has been to establish an ensemble, like a company, like a family, and just the impact that I'm having doing that, the feedback that I'm getting, to hear people say things like, I'm really inspired, I started writing, I'm really inspired, I'm gonna get back to filmmaking, really helping my actors with their craft. And that's something that has been discouraged, but I just have to be who I am in a more turnkey operation, if you will. Ideally, you cast for roles when you need them. People come prepared. Like once they land the role after an audition, they come prepared, and then you film. For me, it's more about the people. It's about the connection. It's about longevity, right? I'm playing a long game here, and I want people who are invested not only in me and where I'm going, but I'm invested in where they're going. So it's nice to spend time with a couple of my actors in particular who are really hungry actors, and I spend time with my actors rehearsing with them. So that's a huge, significant a part of my pre-production efforts. And so it's just good to know. And these rehearsals, they are even broader than DFW Hype because they are actors or they're aspiring actors, so they're working on other projects. So anything that I can do to help them is what I have been doing. And now that I have a new partner in Blue Wealth Solutions, and I'm getting guidance as it relates to that aspect of it, and he has been to rehearsals and to our meetings, and he is encouraging me that coaching is what I need to do. And I have teaching in my background, and I think it kind of comes natural for me, teaching and probation, but just working with encouraging and inspiring people. I know that to be a part of my purpose in life. So to be able to do that while I'm storytelling and then monetizing that is just the best of all worlds for me.
You have a big event coming up. We've got a graphic that we're going to put on the screen. Tell us about this.
Absolutely. So this is the Audacity of Belief. So this is one of many vision casting events that I'll be doing, and basically it's bringing all people from the industry, right? So that's actors, directors, producers, and even investors together, right? Because it's one thing to have a vision, and then it's another thing to be in position to execute on that vision. Yes. And because I am strategically growing my IP division of my business, this is an opportunity for people who want early access because I'm really clear about where I'm going. Yes. The momentum is picking up. The right people are in place. I am prepared for the opportunities that are coming. Yes. So this is an event. This event is an opportunity for actors, producers, directors like like I said, everyone from the industry to get in the room, but also for me to cast the vision for not only the empowerment, because I have several pieces of IP, but also this current project that I'm working on, and to give people an opportunity to have early access. And that can look like partnership or other forms of support. So.
And this event that we just showed, that's in Houston.
That is going to be in Houston. That's the first one. We'll do another one in a few months here in Dallas. But I have been challenged to broaden my community, so I'm starting in Houston. So, yeah.
All right, we have about a minute left, so why don't you look into the camera on the left and maybe talk to that young lady who aspires to be you one day.
Oh, wow. So don't, right? And the reason that I say that is the only way that I have come and continue to come in being my best self is being true to who I am, right? So it may not look popular all the time. It may not be the trendy thing to do, but if you are confident in who you are, what your purpose is, and we know what that is when we quiet all the noise down around us and just listen to those little whispers. And once we honor that, I believe that's called, or I call that leaping and then trusting that the net will appear. But it will require you to be genuine to who you are, what your purpose is, what your process is, and trusting that, and then staying on that trajectory despite what I'm doing, what influencers are doing, what celebrities are doing. Be authentic to yourself and watch yourself rise.
Wow, that's a mic drop moment. Thank you so much for sharing your heart and your wisdom. We're also going to leave you with her website, which is sheempowerslit.com.
Yes.
The great Melvina Hayes. Thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely. And thank you for having me. And that She Empowers is the SHE and then M Powers, LIT.com.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right. God bless you. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.